let's talk about WB falling right back into shambles state.
Oh, it's a fun week.
Who could have seen this coming?
I think this literally happens every year.
Every year.
It did not nothing's changed every time. Well, we're gonna combine with another company, and a year later, oh yeah, we're gonna separate because we made too much debt again, so we're gonna find something else to do. We're gonna combine to another company and do the same thing over again.
Pretty much, yeah.
So
this just confirms that Zaslav can't sell WB off.
No, like this is, I mean, in the last April, we were talking about how they were setting up a sale and assets and trying to shrink the debt. They estimated to have around $25 to $35 million debt left by last fiscal quarter, which, months back. They're actually up to like 040. So they missed projection by close to 10 billion of debt that they thought they were going to get rid of. And what's happening now is they're in a discussion where the film brand and Max/HBO would be spun off into a individual company that may or may not be sold off, or they keep it while they sell off other assets. Now, how does this affect the likes of DC? That's a tough one because DC is its own thing. Like they are not, like DC's not a part of the film division or HBO. They are leased out to HBO, which is why you had projects on Netflix and things like that, So there's still very little news, but I think the writing is on the wall. 2 years from now, WB Discovery will not be what it is today, and definitely not what it was 2 years ago.
Oh, 100%, yeah. 100%.
Man. Every time. What do you realistically think happens next? Where do they go? Like,
I honestly don't know. So they can't sell it off, and that's just me, a pure assumption, right? Because why else would you do this if you can't sell it off?
Right.
If they can't sell it off, I guess they just chucked out in the street, hoping they can make it.
Yeah.
Which I guess, might be best case scenario for Warner Brothers, because be independent again and build back up. But can they do that? I mean, hopefully.
Probably not, with how they're trying to placate their investors and such, and trying to make money while not wasting or using that much money. And with them trying to do that, you see them with the employees just keep on with the mass.
Yeah, but that's all down to Zaslav. So if they're away from that, right? I'm not saying WB was run by perfect people or anything, but it might be better off just being on their own for a while.
Yeah. Honestly, whatever happens with them, if they go off on their own, the first thing that's going to happen is exactly what happened with Paramount and Skydance. Somebody's going to jump in, which brings up, I want to bring up that conversation to this just briefly, because Sony and Apollo Group needed to come up with 30 to 40 billion, right, to buy Paramount. Yeah. Skydance comes in with 8 billion and secures them. It's like, what happened? It's a massive shift in the industry and entertainment, and this is just showing us that if you expect the line to constantly keep going up, this is what it's going to lead to. So it's not sustainable.
Desperation.
Yeah. Yep. I'm fully expecting that by the end of this decade, I will not be shocked if DC Studios becomes its own entity and then is bought by someone like Marvel Studios was. I would not be surprised.
Yeah, I could see that. Yeah.
I'll make a wild prediction. James Gunn will go to independent funding like Kevin Feige did, raise money and try to buy out DC.
Possibly.
Marvel, Marvel Studios and Kevin Feige did it. They went to 6 different institutes and banks, raised $1.2 billion, and they were like, okay, we got this to make the entire first 5 films. Let's make deals. And they pulled it off. So it can happen. DC is a damaged brand. So hopefully.
So does this mean Universal's going to get Aquaman?
Probably. Oh,
This is just the 90s for DC Studios.
yeah. I mean, it's kind of been like that, hasn't it? Though, like Fox was making a Batman TV series and embargoed all those villains from the CW.
True,
It's like
yeah,
wild
yeah.
times were happening, you know.
Yeah.
Now the distribution rights to Gotham are owned by Disney.
Yeah.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
You know, TV.
I laugh
TV.
every time that's on Disney Plus. Just like Gotham.
Yeah, Gotham. Yep. So,
But I would say, they'll sell off Batman, and Batman will forever be on his own in movies. But
I could see it.
Womp, we're already there.
Yeah.
I was like, what did he? I was like, yeah, what did he change?
This is why it's gonna happen, and James Gunn will just sit on his DC without Batman till it's public domain, and then he'll just make a completely different version.
Oh, imagine. It's Bat-Man.
Bat apostrophe.
He's a really big baseball player.
Oh man, love it. So there we go. Just a little bit on the latest WTF is going on with WB. But
it's been a while since we had one of those.
It has.